So myself, Vignesh, I'm from India, from southern part of Tamil Nadu, Asia, a small town called Coimbatore. Don't laugh, it's a small town. Yes, it's a small town compared to the other big towns like Delhi and metropolitan cities. And with respective to me, I used to be in this information security field for the past 15 years. And my industrial experience is 12 years. And I am currently under some research work, and I'm not part of any company. And I occasionally do bug bounties, and my expertise related to this information security is APT, cyber warfare, and covert intelligence. And some of the past achievements of me were related to, one is related, I have presented in 3 international research conferences. One is Balkan, which belongs to Russian one. Second is ThreatCon, which is at Nepal. And third one is recent one, 0xCon. And my recent research is about how to kill humans using smartwatch. And with respective to, okay, if you want to talk about Hall of Fames, I have close to 50 Hall of Fames. And my greatest achievement till date is I've been in Hall of Fame of Twitter, SS, Tenable, and Facebook and Google as well. And with respect to, I occasionally play CTFs, capture the flag event, and I used to create CTFs, and I in past I used to be global top 5 in Hack the Box under the name of BB Infosec. Uh, that's all in short about me. Uh, I hope it gives me a professional introduction, and related to my personal introduction. Uh, just married for a couple of 3 years. Happy family. That's it. That's in short intro about me. And today's topic we are going to discuss about footprints of spies, cyber warfare, and surveillance. Whomsoever have attended the previous sessions might find this topic little bit advanced. Sometimes it might be scary. Sometimes it might be funny as well. But whatever the facts, whichever I present, we should discuss within this session. And whichever you want to discuss this field, or if you want to study about this field after this session, please don't step into it until you get experienced in this field. This is like an eye opener, like oh, this kind of field also exists likewise. Okay, so let's have this session interactive. First questions first. How many are big fan of James Bond?
I hope the chat box is open, so participants can just put your answers in the chat box, like yes, no, whatever you want to reply.
Okay. So let's start from our basic ones. Okay. What is cyber warfare in your opinion, guys? Have you guys heard about this word or terminology, cyber warfare? Okay. Okay, fine. So let me go through and then we'll ask some questions. Okay. And feel free to stop whenever you want to stop me up. Okay. So first things first, we are in the 5th generation warfare first. We are from the warfare used to be classified based on generations. First generation where we used to fight with stones. Second generation where we used to fight with swords. Third generation, cavalry, military, air force. Fourth generation where we used to combat with nuclear missiles. Fifth, fifth generation, which is the latest one, and sixth generation also about to come, which is called cyber warfare. Okay, and cyber warfare is one of the type of warfare or category of the warfare which we do war to bring down the economy as well as the slow down the people. Okay, to bring down the economy of the country. let's say, and what's today's topic is about how the cyber warfare is being used by the spies, and how the surveillance field in the cyber security is present. So I just want to present some fun facts which is based upon my real-time experience, which I have been working with some of the military agencies in past and future, and currently also working, which I can't disclose much. So I just want to share some of my experience through this presentation. Okay, I hope this will find it will be useful. So the cyber warfare will be is like, uh, first thing is, the topic which I am going to present is some of the spy techniques which were used by the people in past and present. And in order to give you a glimpse, imagine a power is not there or internet is not there in your area for continuous 10 days. Or imagine your dam is already flooding and your dam's gates were broken by the uh, SCADA controls or the security controls. Imagine the dam's door got broken. Or imagine your nuclear reactor, nearby nuclear reactor got busted off. Scary, right? So these are the some small facts about the cyber warfare. Okay. So what is related to the spy, and how it will be related to it. So let's start from the basic thing. Whenever we talk about the surveillance, okay, what people we used to think is surveillance. It's all about surveillance is all about the things whichever the people used to collect the data. Okay, so it would be like, however how we can intrude and hack into people's systems and collect the data. Imagine a country is conducting a military drill and I want to collect an information about it. So there would be local spies would be present, and the local spies would be using the cyber security hacking techniques to intrude into their environment and secure it up, or hack into their environment and steal some of the data. Okay, so this is the some short intro about cyber warfare, and how I'll present it to you, how a small piece of data might be useful during the time of critical wars. Okay, so I'll say some fun facts first. Imagine you are having a credit card. Okay, and I can listen your voice through credit card. That is using the credit card as an audio tapping device. That is surveillance device kind of. Okay, so how I will spy on you is, once you come, let's say you are in a embassy head or something, or in some minister person or something like that. So what will happen is, once you come into my area, you would be presented with an American Express card or any credit card where you can spend it up, but which has an inbuilt memory to record itself and or do the audio recording as well. So it's just in one type of fact. And second thing is, imagine if I can see through what is happening beyond your walls. That is, I am behind the walls of you. I am behind the walls of you, and I can see through and record through whatever the things happening inside. Okay, imagine such a thing is happening up, so I can see through it. If that's the case, what would be the fact? Okay, the technology, it's possible to do that. And third thing, okay, let's say, hey, I'm using 1100, old school Nokia mobile. Okay, and I which it and whenever I am going, I won't use my mobiles. I won't use my network. I'm just using the device which doesn't has network, which doesn't has Wi-Fi, which doesn't has LAN. So there is a thing called air gap, which is a little bit advanced technique, air gap hacks, where we can hack into data through the technique. Okay, let me relax and hum up and go travel and listen to few songs. I'll be talking in car. Okay, imagine you are traveling in a fully connected car. It's possible to hack that as well. So these are the some of the fun facts which I wish to share. So I have shared the links. Ashok has shared the links which you can explore it up. So these are some examples of the current surveillance techniques which were used in the past by the spies. Okay. So I'll explain you some of the past spy facts which were carried by the government itself, which you can find evidence. I don't want to give you a link. If you Google about it, the reason which I don't give you the link is I want you to read about it. While you are reading, you will get a chain of stuff where you can get to know about lot of stuff. Okay. So current Russia, okay, built a wall which is capable to transmit the information for surrounding 8 kilometers to 12-kilometer range at the USA embassy. So what happened in past is Russia allowed US people embassy. For example, we have Pakistan embassy, Russian embassy, Israel embassy, right? Where the other countries' ambassadors will come and stay with us. So Russia has a US embassy built for them, but the US embassy has been bugged. Bugged in the sense has been placed with an some kind of surveillance technology where it has been transmitters have been placed inside the wall contracts and it's been transmitted. USA, what it did in alternate is they built an drainage system. Above the drainage system, they built an building for the Russian embassy in their country where they have tapped it and done the information. Israel, what it done is roadside you can see lot of plants in the highways, right? So through that they used to transmit the information. And I don't want to disclose the Asia country. So you guys might heard about the underground sea cables, right? For the internet connectivity. So whenever an internet, there were spy data, you might heard about the old school technique where we used to pull the cable TV, internet, television through uh, through by keeping a small safety pin and dragging it up, right? So similarly, we have an old school technique which is called stub attack, which I don't want to disclose much. So one of the Asian countries did by placing in spy devices over the underground sea cable. And one of the European country watch it that is gas pipelines, it has placed its spy devices. So these are the some spy facts and the fun facts about the cyber warfare. So I'll ask you one question. Okay, imagine you guys as an head of the army chief. Okay, I want to place my data location or the safety warehouse which no people would doubt about it. Okay, where you guys will keep your location. Are you guys getting my question? So I am asking the question like, imagine you are the head of the chief intelligence or the army chief intelligence, okay? And I want you to construct a warehouse where I can safely transmit and collect and spy data about others, about the country. Imagine you are in Indian and you have been traveled to Pakistan to collect spy data about them, and you are the head of the chief. Where you will keep that location? Which location you guys will keep? Any creative ideas? This is not a technical question. Himalayas. Okay. Next. But if you go to secluded area, obviously there will be doubt, right? The more you hide, the more you will get. Himalayas as a secluded place, everyone knows, yes, there is a range. So obviously you will be get caught. Next. Come on, guys, it's not a technical question. Just interact. Pakistan, in Pakistan, where? Okay. Okay, let me say some of the facts based on my experience. Okay. USA cyber centers, okay, would be operating at the libraries. USA's cyber centers would be operating at libraries, where Russia's cyber centers would be operating from the railway substations. Metro railways you are seeing, right? Russian cyber stations would be located based out of metro substations. Don't ask me where India has. I can't disclose that. But India also has some pattern towards that, and it's in complete dynamic stuff. Now, why I say this and what's the relationship between other things? Okay, so imagine this map has been leaked to you. Okay, as part of cyber warfare, you have stolen this map. Okay, this is a simple drainage system map. Okay, drainage system map where we have stolen from one country, where we have collected and kept up these details. So as a general, you can fire while whenever you are conducting an army drills or in any cyber assessment or anything related to that, you can easily hack them and you can easily crash the enemy into pieces. Correct? So if this single piece of data is such much useful, you can imagine yeah, tons and tons of data, whichever is getting hacked and published in the dark web forums and the right forums or telegram channels, etc. Got my point? Embassy. Embassy, if you keep, embassy would be the first place where you would be targeted, since it's a highly secure place and you are inside their country. So obviously you will be targeted. Okay, so this is an example where one kind of data would be which would be giving you as an example where it can lead to a disaster during the wartime specifically. Imagine Indo-China war happens and this drainage system plan got lead, and in the drainage system you have all the artilleries, everything, etc. Okay, so how this is related to cyber warfare? Okay, first rule of thumb, either it might be an quantum computer, either it might be an big NAS data centers like Google, big warehouses of data warehouses. Golden rule of thumb, any device which has physical access can be hacked. Don't ask me how. If you ask me how, I'll give you tons of research reference which we will talk about after this. After this, and most of the spy communications were collected as and done as in cyber warfare. Imagine the recent Ukraine Russia warfare where the hackers have collected the crypto payments and they have used it for as in money to buy the weapons. Imagine the gas petrol pipelines which has been stolen and which has been used. So cyber warfare was used as an weapon to perform all the recon missions. Are you getting my point? So how this is interconnected is spies will use certain technologies and the technologies would be mapped and collected and passed to the cyber warfare team, and that cyber warfare team will enact and perform it. So how it would be like is, imagine you are a boy or a girl and you are loving some other boy or a girl, okay, whom is living in other area or other district whom you doesn't know about, you people just want to know about. So what you will do, there would be 5 stages of hacking or there would be 5 stages of mission: information collection, vulnerability analysis, exploitation, maintenance, and excite. Okay, so if you put the same thing, first what you will do, you will collect in some information about that boy and girl. Second thing, you will study about the weakness of that boy and girl. And third thing, you will deploy, okay, this is the right time to propose or this is the right time to say my love to her or him. And fourth, you will maintain that love or love of him or her, and then you will go marry her or him. Correct. So similarly, you during the cyber warfare, you will the spies will collect the data. The spies data is to perform the recon or the initial information collection through various devices and give it to the cyber warfare team, whichever we call it as red, blue, purple, where the state-sponsored hackers, which you call as APT groups, you might heard about them. And among them, famous them of them were blind elephant, smoking butterfly, smoking bear, fancy bears. Most of the names would be related to animals, and it would be related to the country. So this is the overall fact which is related to cyber warfare and spies. Okay. So some current things which I would like to fuel up your brain, creative brains. How many of you seen the God side device in Fast and Furious? So how many of you seen the Fast and Furious movie God's Eye device? Have you guys seen the device called God's Eye? Okay. So in reality, it's true. Okay, from my experience, it's true. And if you want to Google about it, I'll just give you a hint. You don't, you have seen it, Aditya. Okay, you might seen the God's Eye, but in reality, I can't disclose much. But Google also will have limited information to it towards it. Just Google about Project Netra. Okay, I can't disclose much due to the limitations and the risks of me. You just Google about it later on. Okay, and later on you also Google about 5 eyes, 9 eyes, and 14 eyes. Okay, these are some of the code words whichever I give you are some of the projects which were done in the past by some of the countries against each other countries during warfare, which would be like in James Bond movie. If you are a fan of a crime and fantasy, and you can study a lot about the technology, okay, and how scary the current technology is. Satellite hacking, where you can bring down all the electronic devices in a movement, and it's possible to create artificial man-made earthquakes with artificial man-made floods or rains are possible. Floods in the sense you can cause an artificial rain to any part of the world, even if you wish to conduct at the Sahara. Just Google artificial rains as a weapon to disaster. Okay. And next thing is there was a thing called EMP. Okay. I'll repeat EMP, electromagnetic pulse. So there is in one more thing is called electromagnetic pulse attacks, which would be carried as part of in seventh generation or eighth generation warfare, which country is not yet prepared. You guys might have seen the Top Gun movie where it's traveling 9.8 Mach, 6.8 Mach, 10.8 Mach like that. So a single EMP attack can destroy entire southern part of India within max 3 minutes. Within 180 seconds, it can destroy and make it into ashes. It's more scary than nuclear weapons. You just go more Google about it. And some fun facts about AI and Meta, which you want to Google or interrelate about you. You can Google about how AI killed in Japan's AI and DARPA. So with respect to materials, I'll pass it with Ashok sir and other peoples. Don't worry. So I just seen the chat. I'll pass it to Ashok sir. So just Google about AI and DARPA as well. So now I'll ask you a few questions. Imagine you want to spy on someone. Okay. What were the and you can use any device whichever you seeing in front. Okay. What were the devices you will use to spy upon? For example, I want to spy Ashok sir. Okay. Ashok sir is big fan of gods. Okay, you guys might know Ashok sir. I am and Ashok, honestly speaking, we never spoke each other, but we know each other in the cyber security field. We never spoke each other. Even you can ask Ashok. But if you look at the Ashok status, he's a big fan of gods, and he's big fan of devotional statues. So if I want to spy on Ashok, what I will do is I'll just give him his favorite god statue and place an audio transmitting device inside it, and I can spy on him. So likewise, what are the devices or what are the things which you guys will use to spy on other people? Any creative ideas? You can use any device. If I say any device, bracelet, nice. Next. Smartwatch obviously would be blacklisted, since whichever comes into technology, it would be coming under the doubtful. You should not get doubted as well. Next. It's good choice, but I'm saying the other minus point. Next. That's common thing. CCTV, pinhole cam, everything. Pen, spectacles, great. Next. Come on. Whatever you seen in movies, don't say whatever you seen in movies. Ring, this also seen in movies. Water bottle seen in movies. Books seen in movies. Seen in movies, color button. GPS seen in movie. Eyes, artificial eyes. Yeah, good point. That also seen in movies. Earpods seen in movies. Whichever you didn't seen in movies. Photo frame. Good choice. Okay, some out of the box. Artificial tooth, jewels, great. Next. Okay, I'll say pets. Okay, that also used. Great choice. Great choice. Device inside body. Okay, great. Shoes. Great. Okay, enough. So I'll say one point. There is a thing called body area network. Okay, these are the some of the stuff which you want to study in later parts once you get advanced into the cyber security. Don't get into this at present. Okay, just Google about it to get interest. Okay. So device inside body you mentioned, right? There is a thing called body area network where you can use human body as a networking device. Okay. It's called BAN. Okay. Body area network, and artificial tooth, jewels, and with respective to pets, India has successfully done the spies in past with butterfly and ant, and USA have failed the surveillance to deploy using. They have trained the cats and dogs. Dogs, obviously. Cats, they have trained to use it as spy, but it got failed. Pets, okay. And alarm clock, photo frame. Yes, thanks. Good suggestions. And with respect to spectacles, Google employees recently got opposed for one project which is done for the Israeli one, and they have resigned from the company, which you can read about it. All you can read about this: 5 eyes, 14 eyes, 9 eyes. If you just Google this, you'll get 3-letter agency, 5-letter agency, and 14-letter agency, which I can't publicly disclose. You Google and learn about it. You will find it more interesting. So I'll say from my experience, I have done some of the things in past. So first thing which I done is at using typewriter. I have shipped the typewriter and converted the typewriter into a spy device, and I have sent it to an enemy embassy, which it went undetected. And second thing, I have used the car tires. In the car tires, whichever we're leaving into the embassy, inside the car thing, what will happen is generally they until you enter into the embassy office, they won't scan the device electromagnetically. Okay. So what we done, since I can publicly disclose this material, in one of the past recon missions, what we did is inside you can find the car Stepney kit we call, right, where you will get the sub tires. Inside that, we have kept the surveillance audio transmitting device and we have mapped it. And recently, Tata has built a drone which is capable enough to spy the whole building, which is similar to Burj Khalifa, in 10 to 15 minutes with the help of Reason 0 days and everything. Okay. So that's all about some of the fun facts which I want to share. And if I want to start it as a career, so I just came to the last slide. Just I want to give some short intro. We'll have a discussion towards it. And even if my laptop goes off, I'll join through mobile and try to have more discussion. Okay, don't worry about it. So there were some departments called SCADA. Okay, SCADA thing which you can read about it, and you might become a next incident responder where you will be performing an incident response analyst or an lead where you can do a next level spry product and do wonders. And if you want to google more about it, just go to this first site and just read about it, cryptomuseum.com. So this has more stuff compared whichever used in past military intelligence and whatever in reality. Okay. And you can watch some, if you are having Netflix account, you watch a series called Spy. The series name itself Spy, which you will have in more related to the cyber warfare. So that's all from my side. So now it's question time. I had sorry, I have just made a short presentation. Just I want to give you an enlightenment to it, and some of the names which I would like to give you is, as I said, Project Netra, DARPA, and Lightning Eyes, Kremlin, and yeah, ask bro, Ajay bro. Ask buddy.
Yeah, thank you, Vignesh. Yeah, participants can just type in the chat box, or else if you want to
You can
unmute,
ask
you
in
can
voice
raise your
also,
hand.
no problem.
Yeah, I will unmute you. Those who have raised your hands. If at all you want to have a query, you can just raise your hand. We'll unmute you.
Just be open, not only related to this topic, anything related to cybersecurity or anything related to this surveillance, ask me. Even related to Pegasus, whatever you guys want to ask, feel free to ask.
Participants can type in the chat box. Yeah.
Okay. How did you started? I have started, I was an R developer, and I have, if my career has lot of ups and downs. The way I came into cybersecurity is I have been an R developer. From R developer, I was in Cisco CCNA and Cisco security I have done in past, and the network engineer. Then